Hi, I'm John Warner, Game Director for Anthem. Here is the world premiere of Anthem's gameplay. Eddie.
Freelancer.
Fraxley.
Listen, there's trouble. Big trouble.
What did you do?
Mistake. I hired some people. They weren't freelancers. I know. They said they could handle it, and the price was right. I thought maybe.
Unbelievable.
You're right. It was stupid. I'm sorry. But they're still out there. Somewhere. If you could just bring them back. Anything you need.
In the world of Anthem, you and your friends are freelancers, the heroes who leave the safety of the walls of Fort Tarsus to explore the unknown and protect humanity. Let's join two players as they head out on an expedition.
Hey, Paul. You ready to go?
I'm just grabbing some supplies. Just about ready.
What are you going to use today?
I decided to go with the Colossus.
I'm going to use my Ranger. Try out some new upgrades.
Every player will own an array of exosuits we call javelins. These suits give players superhuman capabilities and are heavily customizable so they look and play how you want.
Damn, looking good. Nice, you got a mortar equipped.
Yeah, I got it on the weekend. You lead the way, I'll follow.
This is a vast open world you explore with your friends. Each Javelin exosuit has its own unique playstyle. The Ranger is balanced and all-purpose, while the Colossus is a tanking powerhouse.
Alright, let's see what's up here.
The world of Anthem is hostile, and threats can come from any direction. It's a dynamic world where the unexpected is around every corner.
Yeah, he seems like a problem for another day.
We're getting some fire from ahead.
I'll go low, you flank.
Hang in there. Almost there.
Come on. Come on.
Have you been in there yet?
I haven't. We should do that later with Kim.
You could use the XP. Hello, treasure.
Come on, Lucky.
I think we got some action there.
Anyone, we're under attack. Anyone in the area, we're under attack.
I think that's part of Prax's mission.
You can equip your Javelin exosuit with gear that brings devastating power to combat.
Oh, there are a lot of scars down there. Oh, the scars have a heavy.
Time to use that mortar. Covering fire. Big guns. There's a bunch more coming in.
Okay, I'll get this round. Oh, come on. Something good. Oh, yes! Jared's wrap.
Oh, nice.
Large-scale world events like swtor-Starwars are dynamic and pull you off the beaten path with the promise of new stories to discover.
Oh, Superstorm incoming. Okay, actually, let's get some more people. Hold on a sec.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Right behind you. Whoa. The storm's getting crazy. So what are we supposed to do? Flying too?
Alright, let's do this.
See you on the other side.
Our story is out there.
Alright, so 2018 is when Anthem comes out. My original thoughts on this game were, was it, you know, a Destiny clone, whatever. It kind of felt like a Destiny clone, I'm really not going to lie. And it does kind of look like one to a degree. But there's a few differences. One, you get exosuits. You're not getting just armor now, you're getting an exosuit type of armor. And within your exosuit comes abilities of its own, kind of like your class, but because it's an exosuit, it seems like it's more logical, I guess would be the word. I mean, even if you have armor and you have superpowers, I guess you could do abilities too. Just look at games like Dragon Ball Z or, you know, superhero movies and stuff like that. But some of the features and abilities that these exosuits can do have blown me away, guys. The Ranger class or Hunter looking class can target up to several enemies and shoot rockets. One of them got a mortar and it was pretty cool. He just blew up everything. And I'm sure those will get better over time. Obviously get more powerful, maybe more AoE for the mortar. I'm excited for this game, but because it's Bioware, we've also seen failures with some of the Bioware MMOs and other things as of late. So an example would be lay down, Lucky. Lay down. Be a good boy, lay down. Thank you. Some of the other games we would, that Bioware has tried to do, kind of like Ubisoft tried with the Division, with a new IP to kind of copy Destiny. The Division was a failure, and that was a Ubisoft game. Bioware has tried the MMO game with games like World of Warcraft in its own form with Star Wars: The Old Republic. And while The Old Republic is a game that I still enjoy to the day, but I haven't played it in years, I actually just recently got back into it. There was no doubt in my mind that there were flaws, and I'm sure to everybody else that was excited for the Old Republic MMO, that it failed on some aspect, or another. So Bioware has done the MMO game before with swtor. Do I think Anthem will be a rival to Destiny? It could be, but knowing Bioware and the way they balance, I mean, I know DICE isn't working on this, thank God. If DICE did, I would probably scream and want to not buy it, because DICE can't balance for shit. So I'm really looking forward to Anthem. That looks like a decent, it kind of looks like a Destiny ripoff, but it actually could put Bungie in the fucking water. Like, I'm not kidding. The game looks just amazing. The fact that you can fly with your fucking jetpack, you're not just limited to the fucking ground, already puts them to shame. Graphically, it puts them to shame. It looks amazing. The question is, though, how will balance play out with gear? Will it be successful in terms of its endgame content? If you're trying to do an MMO on console, you need to have an endgame. You cannot just have one raid at the end of the cycle of max level and call it a day. You have to have several raids on launch. You have to have several things to do for people, not just dailies, but endgame content, raids, and you need lots of them. Because playing the same raid over and over for loot gets very redundant, so sometimes people like to change it up. If you only have one raid, people are going to get bored, they're going to quit, unsubscribe, the list goes on. So I'm hoping Anthem, its endgame content lives up to it. I hope the support that Bioware will give it is there. I hope they do give it a lot of support if they're going to make this a new IP. And I hope they listen to the community if there's negative feedback within like the first month. Otherwise, it will bomb, just like the Division. MMOs are risky. You gotta always update the MMOs, man. If you don't support them, you get cocky and don't listen to feedback. You think the game's fine, but your player base is unhappy, and you do nothing about it. You will end up going free to play, or worse, putting up sales and free weekends like the Division all the time, or going free to play like swtor. So I have a little bit of faith in Anthem, but not a lot. I hope it's good. I really do. It looks impressive, but they need to deliver. That's basically it. With Andromeda's crapshoot of a launch and so forth, and bad reception from games like Dragon Age 2, swtor being overhyped and just not delivering. Bioware is on thin ice with gamers everywhere. So hopefully Anthem can deliver. But I am excited. It looks good, but I'm not going to go out and buy it right now. Like, it looks okay. We'll see when it gets closer to launch, if more gameplay is revealed. Maybe we'll do a pre-order for that game if it looks good. But right now, I'm still holding off. There's nothing at E3 that I've seen that's impressed me. I was hoping Microsoft would show Fable 4 today, but they didn't, because they don't have Lionhead Studios, so clearly they're just holding on to an IP that's getting no use right now. I kind of wish Fable 4 was in this lineup, but it wasn't, so I was disappointed, and pretty much no reason to go out and buy an Xbox One S, or X, because this doesn't come out till 2018, and by then it'll be a full year of the Xbox One X if it's launched this year. So there might be price drops, and everything else they showed I just really didn't care for. Assassin's Creed Egypt, I can get that on the PS4, no big deal. Xbox One titles, or Xbox original Xbox titles are now going to be backwards compatible. I have an S though, so I don't need an X for that. Nothing really of interest here. I'm sorry. I'm not, except for Anthem, but that doesn't come out till next year. So, okay. Thanks for the show, I guess. EA and Microsoft have just completely failed so far. They haven't really hyped me up on games at all. Like, I'm just not excited. Hope Sony can do better, because we're reaching the end of E3, and so far I ain't seen nothing that makes me want to open my wallet and go buy it right now. Like, there's just nothing that looks impressive. And the ones that do look impressive, like, again, Assassin's Creed Egypt, I love Ancient Egypt, so I'll probably pick that up. But that's going to be on the PS4, so, like, what the fuck? I'm not going to... Why would I play that on my Xbox? I already have a PS4 and Xbox One S. I don't need an Xbox X to, like, play that game, because it's not an exclusive to Xbox. So... Anthem is really the only game I'm interested in right now, and it doesn't come out to 2018. So by then, price drops will happen. Let's see what Ubisoft presents for us, and Sony, I guess. Ubisoft's conference is probably going to be a disappointment too. I mean, it only is Ubisoft, so not really holding out hope with them. So that leaves Sony. I hope Sony can turn this E3 around, because right now I'm just fucking not impressed with anything that's been shown by EA or Xbox. So that's my thoughts on E3 so far, 2017. Pretty big disappointment so far. hoping it gets better with Sony. They're really the only saving grace we have left. So, with that said, guys, my name is Enjoy. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.